Before we move into 2025, I want to reflect on the year that was 2024. What were some of the big pickups of the year? The most expensive card, the least expensive card, status updates on some of my projects. Let me cover it all. Stick around.
It's a long fly ball deep to right. Way back! It's gone! Home run! How about that?
Boom! Waka!
Marino was right on target. We are live from the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. There's a sellout crowd, of course.
Oh, did you just call it? And he does!
Welcome back to Base is Beautiful. My name is MD, and today I wanted to give a reflection on the year that was 2024. It was a fun year for card collecting for me. I feel like I was able to hone my focus, figure some things out, how I wanted to approach the hobby, get my collection into a little more of a place where I'm really happy with where it's going. I'm looking forward to what it can become in the next year. Really, cards were a lot more fun to deal with than the teams I was rooting for. As an Angels fan, it was a disappointing season. As a Miami Dolphins fan, it was a disappointing season. And but as a card collector, I had a lot of fun in the hobby. Of course, fans also experienced the loss of several beloved players. Rickey Henderson, of course, was a big one. I don't have any of Rickey's major chase cards, but this, I think this is 93 Stadium Club, maybe. This set is just, maybe it's 92. Anyway, the Stadium Club photography and all that is just so cool. I love this Rickey Henderson card. I'll probably be looking for more later on. Pete Rose, Louis Tiant, of course, Fernando Valenzuela. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I've got a Fernando collection I'm doing, and I'll give an update on that sometime in January. Willie Mays, Orlando Cepeda, and the Hall of Fame manager, Whitey Herzog, who until his last days, as far as I know, was still signing through the mail. I think it was $5 and send it in to him. And I was fortunate enough to send this one into him and got it. This would have been a couple years ago, right as I was getting into the hobby and doing a lot of through-the-mail autographs. But it was awesome to get that one back from him. He lived in the St. Louis area. Well, of course, 2024 was also a big year for me in terms of I actually started this channel. I've been thinking about it for a while. Finally decided to take the plunge, and it's been cool to connect with different people on here. I really appreciate, in particular, Shane of Shoebox Legends, Alan of Collecting Maddox, Terry with TJ Maxx Vintage Cards and Nostalgia, Dylan with Double D Vintage Baseball Cards, and Brent with Brent Richards and Baseball Cards. And appreciate Brent sending me these in. Is that number 35 or 36? Kind of looks like could be either one. But anyway, appreciate you, Brent. Appreciate all of y'all who've been watching the channel, liking, giving comments and all of that. It's rewarding to connect with people and to just have other people to interact with in the hobby, even if we're all kind of virtually doing so rather than in person, but it's still awesome to connect. Well, this was a year of many different hobby projects for me, and started my Bookends series and was able to complete several different bookends. I've got Albert Pujols. Bookend is the rookie card and the last playing year card. And so I've got, you can watch my very first video in order to learn more about my approach with that, with Albert Pujols and Vladimir Guerrero. And I also did that with Albie Pearson And one that I haven't shown yet is the Angels great Jim Fregosi. And I've got his rookie card here and his last playing year card. Rookie card on the 1962 Topps and last playing year on the 78 Topps. Of course, he would go on to be a manager. He would start out as a manager in the Angels system, and I intend to get his first year as an Angels manager, but haven't gotten around to that yet. And then, of course, he became a famed manager with the Philadelphia Phillies and was part of the team that went to the World Series there. And was it 91 that the Phillies went to the World Series? So my Bookends project was exciting. Of course, I've also got a couple of ongoing set autographs that I'm seeking out. I do intend to do videos on both of these projects at some point, but I've got my 81 Donruss that I'm doing. I got 13 new autographs for this set in 2024. That gives a total of, I've got 50 out of 605 in the whole set list. This is Frank Tanana. Awesome autograph from him. He signs through the mail, but I bought this one online. I've gotten his signature back before, but I saw that one, just looked so nice on the 81 Donruss. And so the way that breaks down is I've got about 8.2% of the total of that entire set autographed. I've got 8 out of the 45 Hall of Famers, and I've got 24 out of the 94 quote-unquote dream cards that I'm chasing from that set. So that would be just, some of those might be Hall of Famers, some of those are just exciting players that I'm looking forward to having their autograph on cards in that set, and Mr. Tanana is one of those. And then my other set that I'm adding to this year has been the 1992 Score. And here was one of my big pickups from that set this year, a Jeff Bagwell autograph from that set. And I got a little more down the road. It is a larger set. I added 26 new cards from this set this year. That brings the total up to 229 out of 929 needed to complete that set. I have 41 out of the 115 dream cards and 14 out of the 37 Hall of Famers that are in that set. So I've further along, I've 24.6% of the way complete with the 92 Score set. But most of these cards can be picked up super cheap. You can find them for sometimes a matter of cents, sometimes just $1 or $2. But it's a fun set to build just because this is a favorite set of mine, and I can talk more about that in another video. But anyway, that's one of my projects this year. My favorite pickups, I don't really keep track of how much in value this card went up this year versus last year. So I really couldn't rank my cards based on value or anything like that. So I'm just going to go through some of my favorite pickups from this year, but I will tell you what was my most expensive pickup and what was my least expensive pickup, at least of a graded card. So my most expensive pickup of 2024 was Tua Tagovailoa patch autograph rookie that I was able to get at a card show here in Tupelo. And it's a cool story on this one because toward the end of the summer of 2023, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, and So that really threw off the rest of what we had planned for the year of 2023. And so one of the things I was going to do originally was participate in a fantasy football league with some guys from my church. And so I backed out of that and told the guys I wasn't going to spend my time working on that this year. But anyway, what ended up happening was that the guys pooled all the money that would have been in the jackpot toward the winner and actually just gave it to me. Very unexpected. I wasn't expecting anything like that, and they just gave me some cash there at the end of 2023, early 24, at the end of their season, and it was just such a generous gesture on their behalf that it was money that for me to spend in whatever way, and so I wanted to do something a little bit bigger. A lot of the guys really love college football and pay attention to a lot of SEC sports, so it felt fitting to get Tua Tagovailoa, who had been a quarterback for Alabama before he was drafted into the NFL, and it matched with my interest in the Dolphins, and a lot of those guys are big football fans, obviously. That's why they're playing fantasy football. So anyway, that card makes me think of them, and just their enormously generous, sweet gesture toward me and to my family during that time. Now, my wife has since been able to ring the cancer bell, and she's cancer-free, and so we're celebrating that, but that did mark the early part of 2024 for us, as she was still going through her chemotherapy treatments and finishing those up as we moved into her getting surgery and then immunotherapy and so on and so forth. So anyway, I guess a little bit ironically on that, the least spent, the least amount that I spent on a graded card this year, a little gallows humor here, is actually this card, Death, from the 1992 Impel Marvel Universe series. Awesome series. I have a lot of fondness for this set. This is a character within the Marvel series. It's actually a very important part of the actual Infinity Gauntlet story. If you watch the Marvel Endgame and Infinity War, all of that is the comic book story features this character. But I bought this card for $1.50, $6.28 all in. But that is the cheapest that I spent on a slab this year. So there you go. Death is only worth $1.50. Well, some of my other favorite pickups from this year would include this Johnny Bench autograph I bought at my local card show. This is not the original 70s set. This is on the Topps Archive reprint version of it. But Johnny Bench, Hall of Fame player, beautiful autograph. Love his signature. Was definitely wanting to add that one to my collection. I picked up this Paul Goldschmidt. This is an awesome card. Look at the shine on it. And got his autograph on there. 2022, that would be his MVP season as well. This 1967 Cards Clubbers card with Lou Brock and Kurt Flood. There's your awesome combo card. Lou Brock is in the Hall of Fame. Kurt Flood is not, but it doesn't matter. They're both awesome players and cool parts of baseball history, and just such a cool card to see them there together. Well, jumping into some football, I was able to secure an Emmitt Smith autograph this year. And this score set is pretty cool with the logo there on the front, and you've got the blue that color matches his jersey, and the Cowboys colors. Score always was pretty good with their photography, with the combined using a portrait and an action shot on the card. And Emmitt Smith's autograph is a cool part of my football collection. And then, not to be outdone, how about some vintage football? We get some 1969 Topps. Absolutely favorite set here from football. Joe Namath, Gale Sayers. Found these at a card show in Memphis, and had been eyeing these for a long time. Went up there with my buddy Justin, and shout out to Justin. He watches the channel, and so we had a good day up there, going to some comic book shops and stopping by this card show. But anyway, that is my year in review. So you see a lot of other cards I've already talked about at different points set up back here, and of course my awesome new pickup that my wife gave me for Christmas, Hank Aaron. Sorry, Hank, gonna trade you out for Joe. Just because I haven't featured Joe on the channel yet. But anyway, that is the year 2024, and I am going to talk about some of the things I want to get into in 2025, but I'm going to save that for a separate video and be able to break down some of how I want to approach the hobby in this next year. But I really appreciate everyone who's taken time to watch or comment or leave a like, and those who've subscribed. It's always awesome to feel like I'm not alone out here, but that what I'm saying, what I'm showing, it is meaningful to somebody else, and not just me kind of rambling to my camera. But appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.